introduce his disciples into a new economy and introduce that economy by introducing the custodian of that reality. The idea was for them to receive power, but in order to receive power, they will have to go through the custodian of power. God in his sovereignty has decided to operate within dimensions. God is so vast that he has sort of divided his realities into aspects. Just the same way in the College of Engineering, you have different departments, and those departments have different focuses, such that when you are done with studying one aspect of engineering, you come out as a Bachelor of Engineering in that department. So there's a unique skill set you will have if you studied mechanical engineering that the guy that studied civil may not have. Part of God's plan for humanity, which was one of the things that instructed the way he formed man, the way he made man, the makeup of man, is that we'll be able to not only operate but house certain of these departments that exist in God. The Holy Ghost happens to be the custodian of these departments. So he's called the Spirit of Might, for instance, because he's the governor, he's the custodian of might. And if you are going to collide with might in the spirit, you must collide with the custodian of might in order for you to access might. What that tells you is that the Spirit of God can be in your inner man, but you still don't have access to certain of these departments. So Paul had to activate it by prayer. Prayer is one of the ways that we activate the operation of God within the context of these departments. However, it is the Holy Ghost that makes them available. So Jesus was speaking, for instance, in Acts 1 and verse 8. He says, you will receive power after that the Holy Ghost comes upon you. Because when the Holy Ghost has been introduced, then you have met the custodian of that dimension. And depending on how educated you are in relating with the Holy Ghost will determine which aspect that is within his custody you will be able to operate. And I want to let you know and realize that it is God's plan for us to explore as much as we can explore before we die. And the extent to which you will explore within your lifetime is largely in your hands. If you are going to operate power, then you are going to have to collide with the custodian of power. And depending on your intimacy with the Holy Ghost, even as touching power will determine how much of that commodity called power you will touch and express within your lifetime.